The last topic of this chapter. In small topics covered till now, we have done almost all the important topics of the chapter. Now we'll be taking up the last topic of the chapter, that is special mechanisms of reproduction. When I say special mechanisms, I mean something different from the general, something which is not common, something which is an exception. So what are we going to do today? We are going to do special mechanisms of reproduction. Beta, what happens generally is, we know that generally seeds, they are produced after fertilization, that means they are a product of fertilization. Most of the cases, the normal cases, the general cases is that seeds are a product of fertilization. But however, there are a few flowering plants which evolve special mechanism to produce seeds, okay, or to develop many embryos from a single fertilized egg. So what are the two different things which have come up, which are different, beta? Normally we said seeds are produced due to fertilization or they are a product of fertilization. But the exception is that in some flowering plants, some mechanisms or some methods have evolved, some special mechanisms have evolved which produce seeds or they develop many embryos from a single fertilized egg. From a single fertilized egg, normally we have one embryo, but there may be mechanisms where we have many embryos from a single fertilized egg. The main three methods were included in special mechanisms of reproduction I am taking up with you in this video. The first is polyembryony. The name itself is very clear, poly, many, embryony, embryos. So this is the occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed. Normally we know one embryo in a seed, but there is an exception that in some of the flowering plants what happens is, there is an occurrence of more than one embryo in a seed. This is what we call as polyembryony. In gymnosperms, polyembryony occurs why? It occurs due to cleavage of the growing embryo. When the embryo is growing, cleavage takes place of the embryo. What happens is the embryo cleaves. Okay? So it divides. What happens basically is polyembryony occurs due to cleavage of which embryo? When the embryo is in the growing stage. For example, some species of oranges, lemons, onion, groundnut, you will find this technique of what we call as polyembryony. Very simple polyembryony, occurrence of more than one embryo in the seed. In gymnosperms, remember polyembryony occurs due to the cleavage of the growing embryos. This process will occur, this cleavage will occur when the embryo is in a growing condition. The examples you can remember anyone, citrus especially, orange, lemon, onion and groundnut as well. The second method is parthenocarpy, though you have already done this method. What is it? Production and development of seedless fruits. You have already done what is parthenocarpy. It is development of seedless fruits. Now this parthenocarpy is of two types. Vegetative parthenocarpy and stimulative parthenocarpy. Parthenocarpy is again of two types. We already know what is parthenocarpy. Now parthenocarpy is of two types. Vegetative parthenocarpy, stimulative parthenocarpy. In vegetative parthenocarpy, seedless fruits can develop without any stimulus of pollination. The pollination stimulus is not needed. The stimulus of pollination is not needed and seedless fruits can still develop. Such kind of a parthenocarpy is known as vegetative parthenocarpy. You can see it in cucumber, seedless cucumbers. Now we move on to the second parthenocarpy, that is stimulative parthenocarpy. In stimulative parthenocarpy, the stimulus of pollination is required. Without the actual process of fertilization, we have the seedless fruits growing. However, the stimulus of pollination is required. The example is grapes. So what is parthenocarpy? Production of seedless fruits. We know development of seedless fruits. It is of two types, vegetative and stimulative. The main difference between vegetative and stimulative parthenocarpy, though in both of them we are getting seedless fruits, the main difference between vegetative and stimulative parthenocarpy is that in vegetative parthenocarpy, fruits develop even without stimulus of pollination, but in stimulative parthenocarpy, stimulus of pollination is required. So we did polyembryony where we had more than one embryo in a seed. We did parthenocarpy where we had seedless fruits, and we had vegetative parthenocarpy where pollination stimulus was not required, and we had stimulative parthenocarpy where pollination stimulus was required. Moving on to the third and the last method of special mechanism, that is apomixis. What is apomixis, beta? It is a form of asexual reproduction only. It minimizes the sexual reproduction. This also produces seeds without fertilization. It's of course an asexual reproduction method and it produces seeds without fertilization. It does not involve the formation of zygote through the fusion of gametes. Fusion of gametes, formation of zygote, all this is not involved in apomixis. Remember, this is the most important part. It does not involve formation of zygote through fusion of gametes. It occurs in some species, okay, of grasses or Asteraceae. If you know about this, Asteraceae, Asteraceae. In some species of Asteraceae and some species of grasses, you will find apomixis. Now, such seeds are called as apomictic seeds. Now, these seeds by apomixis, we call them as apomictic. Apomictic, apomictic seeds. These apomictic seeds are viable seeds. They are produced without pollination or sexual reproduction. Remember, these seeds, apomictic seeds, they are viable seeds, and these apomictic seeds are produced without pollination or without sexual reproduction. They are produced how? They are produced from segments of fruit. Now, there are different ways how they are produced. Let us discuss a few examples. Sometimes they are produced from some segment of a fruit. For example, the mango stems. Sometimes these seeds are produced from the segments of a fruit. For example, mango stem, or from male gametic contents of pollen. Or they can also be produced from some male gametic contents of pollen like cypress or some vegetative other parts. I have taken two examples. Sometimes they are produced from where? They are produced from some segment of a fruit, for example the mango stem. They can also be produced from some male gametic content of pollen, for example cypress, Cyperus, or it could be any other vegetative part. In some species, the diploid egg cell is formed without reduction division. There is no reduction division and the diploid egg cell is formed. Obviously, it develops into an embryo without fertilization. It develops into an embryo without fertilization. That means it is in asexual reproduction in the absence of pollination, and it will take place in, and when does this happen? It takes place in extreme environment. Such a process normally takes place in extreme environment. What it is, understand again. In some species, the diploid egg cell is formed without the reduction division. There is no reduction division, but diploid egg cell is formed, and then it develops into an embryo also without any fertilization. Of course, there is no fertilization. It's an asexual reproduction which takes place in the absence of pollination. And this process generally takes place in extreme environment. Apomixis is used in hybrid seed industries because we know the production of hybrid seeds is very costly. So, if hybrids can be made into apomicts, Apomicts, if we can preserve them, if hybrids are made into apomicts, then what will happen? There is no segregation of characters in the haploid progeny, hybrid progeny. What will happen? If you can save the seeds as apomicts, then obviously there is no segregation of characters in the progeny. Now, if there is no segregation of characters in the progeny, what will happen? We will get hybrid seeds year after year, and anybody can use these apomictic seeds to raise crops year after year. No need to buy every time. Now, what is the similarity between apomixis and parthenocarpy? The most important similarity between apomixis and parthenocarpy is that there is no fertilization involved. So, offsprings are similar to parents, and there is no chance of diversity in the genes. There is no chance of diversity in the genes because fertilization is not involved. Both the methods are asexual, but however, they use the sexual organs of the plant, for example, the ovary. What is the similarity between apomixis and parthenocarpy once again? Offsprings are similar to parents, no chances of diversity. Both of them are methods of asexual reproduction, but they use the sexual organs of the plant, that is ovary and ovules. What is the difference between apomixis and parthenocarpy? Apomixis is the formation of seeds, whereas parthenocarpy is the formation of fruits without fertilization. Always remember the main difference. Apomixis is the formation of seeds and parthenocarpy is the formation of fruits without fertilization. Another difference, beta. Apomixis produces genetically identical mother cells. Okay? Apomixis will produce genetically identical mother cells, but parthenocarpy will produce genetically identical offsprings. The third and the last difference is this apomixis is generally seen in angiosperms and gymnosperms, and parthenocarpy is seen in plants and animals. In animals, you know, it is called as parthenogenesis. We also call it as parthenogenesis in animals. Similarity, no fertilization is involved. Offsprings are similar to parent. No chances of diversity. Both of the methods are asexual. Differences are more important. Apomixis is actually formation of seeds, but parthenocarpy is the formation of fruits without fertilization. Second difference, apomixis produces genetically identical mother cells, but parthenocarpy, it produces genetically identical offsprings. The last difference is apomixis is seen in angiosperms and gymnosperms, whereas parthenocarpy is seen in plants, animals, and we also know that in animals it is known as parthenogenesis. So this is all about special mechanisms of reproduction. We had 3 special mechanisms of reproduction. We had polyembryony, parthenocarpy, and apomixis. Polyembryony, polyembryo, many embryos. Parthenocarpy, you know, it is the development of seedless fruits. We also said if it is without stimulus of pollination, it is called vegetative parthenocarpy, and if stimulus of pollination is required, then it is known as stimulative parthenocarpy. The last one, of course, we did was apomixis, formation of asexual reproduction. It is a form of what? Asexual reproduction. It does not involve formation of zygote through fusion of gametes. Then we also did the similarities between apomixis and parthenocarpy and the difference between apomixis and parthenocarpy. Thank you.